morning, my Florida Garden Escape channel, and welcome back to our channel. I'm so happy to have you guys here. So we are now officially doing an official update here on our seedlings. They are looking great. Not a whole lot of them are still popping off, but we do have quite a bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at see what we got going on. So as you guys can see here, we do have our basil opal that did pop up. That pot is the only one that has those seeds that are popping up. Next to it right here is the tomato beefsteak. That's the only pod that popped up, and those are the only two. Hopefully some more pop up over the time. As you can see next to it in this row here, this is going to be the tomato Livingstons. These two pods don't have anything in them currently. I do plan on putting seeds in them today. I'm not sure exactly what, but I do plan on putting seeds in those. This is going to be the basil Italian leaf. We only have one pod that is in it. None of the red peppers or the green peppers have popped off, or the French dwarf marigold seeds either. Now what we do have popping off over here is our sunflowers. As you can see, these guys have popped off, and I have already went ahead and took their seed shells off of them, as they were still attached there. And this is one of the particles of the seed shells. So when the seeds push out, sometimes the seed shell itself will still be attached to the leaves. Sometimes the leaves can push those shells out. As you can see, this one still has that shell on it. So once those leaves fully deform and pop out, then if I notice the seed shell still on those leaves, I'll just go ahead and assist the plant some by gently taking that seed shell off, so that way that plant really has its ways to blossom. Next to it is the basil Thai. As you can see, we only have that one popping off, and then next to it is that mint. They're all doing really well. We do need to add a little bit of water in here so they don't dry out today. Now, what I'm next going to show you in here in my closet slash garden growing room is not only do we have these seeds going off, but I did start doing a board of when I started the seeds, when the seeds started to pop off, and things like that. So here you see, don't mind my writing, it's not totally perfect. So here you see that our seeds did, what seeds we have here planted, when we started them, and the dates they popped off. Now as you can see, a lot of the basil Italians, the tomato Livingstons, they only took 4 days to pop out when we planted the seeds in the pods. Unlike some of the sunflowers and things like that, they did take about 10 to 11 days for them to pop off. They can take about up to a month to pop off. So I'm really impressed with some of these. And sometimes on the back of your seeds labels, you'll see that they'll state, oh, they'll take 50 to 60 days to mature or pop out. Sometimes the germinating process isn't really that long. Sometimes it is a lot quicker. I've noticed sometimes with my germinating process, I will stick more than one seed in my pods, as you guys have seen before. And I'll just split them off to put them individually in their own sections. But for the most part, we really don't have any issues with our germination rates. My germination rates for my own seeds that I do harvest do seem to be a lot quicker. So I think we're going to start getting some more seeds collected here soon, and possibly be getting some seeds out. And if you guys are definitely interested in some all natural seeds and that, definitely let me know. I can definitely get that arranged for you. Just leave a comment down below. Also guys, don't ever forget to hit that like and subscribe down below, or the bell down below as well, as you won't miss out on any new videos. It'll notify you as soon as we have a video out. I do love spending time with you guys in our gardens and with our seedlings. Now get ready, we're gonna start having our weekly agendas of things. So in our Facebook group, if you haven't checked it out already, we do have a Facebook group and a Facebook page, so you can follow us there. Just look for Florida Garden Escape. and you'll find us there. On our groups pages and things like that, you can kind of see when we'll be getting a new video posted, like what days we're going to be having new videos come out. It's pretty much our whole schedule agenda, pretty much. So you can find it there if you ever guys want to check it out. But definitely don't forget to do those things. We definitely do love sharing all this stuff with you, gardening, growing. We are all growing together. I also wanted to show you a bit more information from my board here, so let me just flip it around. So as you can see, we do have in pod at the top of my board here, but I do have down below in solo cup. So I pretty much mark from when they get transplanted from the pods to the solo cups, the plant name, the date it was transferred from the pod, and then I'll even put on here the date I transferred it to outside. And I also made a little space here for any notes that I have, like the sunflower needs assistance with getting the seeds off, things like that. Any specific notes is always good to help to notate things and kind of walk you through your own guide, pretty much, because your notes and that is going to be what's going to help you along your growing process and your gardening process. And it's always important to take notes as you're growing things, so that way you can see and go back. So like, let's say this time of year again, next year I want to go and plant mints again. I can say, okay, well, this is going to be the best time to do it because this is when I can get them going, and then this is when they popped off. So that way I can really plan out my gardens and when I need to get plants out and things like that. Now over time, eventually guys, we're gonna eventually be getting a greenhouse, and I'll do a whole video on us assembling it and everything. We're gonna have a whole bunch of fun with it. But when we go to get everything moved from my closet, as you can see, clothes in the back behind me, once we get everything moved from here, we're gonna have more of a set scheduled, more of a how do I want to call it? More of a set workspace for our seedlings and that, and we'll be able to get more pushed out and things like that, which is definitely going to be awesome. So we do have a lot built into the future for you guys, and I really hope to keep growing with you guys and keep expanding with you guys, because you guys are great. Guys are my main support. Like, a lot of people say, oh, you can't do this, Selena, you're not good at gardening, and I'm set and determined to be like, yes, I can do this. Anybody can do this. It's not totally easy, but it is easy. I mean, it's not rocket science, but it is a science, because you get to observe your plants, watch them grow, learn the do's and do's nots, things like that. So it's definitely beneficial. I think gardening, it definitely does help you learn, especially if you have kids in the home, them learn exactly where their food comes from. That is definitely a big thing they should know, is exactly where their food is coming from, how their food gets to their refrigerator. My kids love learning that kind of stuff, and they enjoy doing the gardening with me. Even my middle one, who is 8 years old, who has a birthday coming up next month. I mean, it's a great thing, and I always use, and sometimes when I end up with extra plants, like extra marigolds or extra sunflowers or extra basil, I tend to actually end up giving them away as gifts. So with my extra marigolds and things like that, I'll give them to a friend or a family member and be like, hey, here's this, this will really help. Like, marigolds, they help keep mosquitoes away. Like, if it's a mint, they can use it in their garden and harvest it for when they want to cook. Like, there's definitely a lot of pros to doing your gardening. And we definitely do plan on benefiting off of this a lot, especially from what we're going to be growing. But that is really it, guys. I've enjoyed loving having you guys here, looking over our seedlings, going over what we got going on, and going over what's to come. I do plan on for there to be a lot upcoming within this next year. We're on a brand new year of 2023. We're determined to make it the best year, better than 2022. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip on out of here, guys. You guys have a great, wonderful rest of your day, and don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and bell down below. I love you guys, and you guys have a great rest of your day, and keep growing. Deuces.